Hello, I'm Carl Stabe. I have the amazing Pat Flynn with me. Thank you, Pat. We just did the long form interview. Now we're doing the 5 minute system. What's your 5 minute system?
So we're going to go from 5 to 4, and not 4 minutes, but rather 4 hours because or not 4 hours, that's Tim Ferriss, 4 days, I should say. 4 days a week. We work in our company 4 days a week. We've implemented a 4-day work week. And this was very interesting for us because it was essentially something that another team member brought up to us who said, Pat, did you know that, in Poland and a lot of these other countries, they're implementing these 4-day work weeks. A lot of companies here in the US are implementing it too. And then when we get an idea like this, we ask ourselves the question, what might it look like if blank, right? We don't say yes right away, but we also don't dismiss these things right away. We say, what might it look like if we were to have a 4-day work week? And then we just kind of have an open discussion about it. Sometimes it starts in the leadership roles, myself, CEO, directors as well, just kind of talking it through because there might be in some instances, very clear reasons not to do this. However, the cases that were made in these articles that we were reading, again, research being done, asking other companies that have done it as well. That's important to, again, getting as much research as possible. It made sense for us to kind of at least just give it a shot. It was really exciting when we presented this as a potential option. Again, we don't want to do it right away. Hey guys, we heard about this 4-day work week kind of thing. It would be cool, right? If we did that, guys, yeah. We don't want to set expectations that it would happen right away unless we did the proper research first, because the last thing we want to do is sort of present that and then just immediately take our word back for it without because we just quickly reacted. So quick reactions, no. We did our research. We then presented it to the team in a town hall that we have, where again, that's an opportunity for team members to speak up and share things that could be improved. And even the sort of lower level person in the company has a say. And I think that's important for us as well. Well, everybody was in consensus that the 4-day work week would be pretty fire to try out. So we did. Now, the other component of this is we weren't going like, okay, guys, we're going to permanently switch to 4 days a week, where Monday through Thursday, you're doing your work 32 hours, and then you have 3-day weekend every single weekend. Yay, let's do it. Saying that it's going to be permanent before even giving it a shot is almost going to shoot yourself in the foot most of the time, especially if it's something that doesn't work out. You're going to take it back. You want to present these things as a trial period or an experimental moment. We're going to try this for 4 months. I think it was either 3 or 4 months that we decided, 90 days or 120 days that we said, we're going to try this out because we want to see if this actually works. Yes, it's going to feel great in the first weeks, but what happens 2 months from now when we're in this rhythm? Have we seen a reduction in the amount of work? Have we seen an improvement in the amount of work? Have we seen an improvement in our mood? Do we feel like we're always having to catch up? These were some of the potential problems, right? We tried to get ahead of what problems might we see and arise as a result of this. Well, we ran the experiment. We checked in every single week. We have a retro within the team to just kind of discuss things, and we moved that from Friday to Thursday so that we could see people off on the weekend. And we also tried to encourage people to do things on the weekend, like, hey, on Monday when we get together, say, hey, what was one fun thing you did on your 3-day weekend? And again, reinforce again from a company and leadership perspective that this is something that we were offering that's pretty unique. So, hey, what did you do during your 3-day weekend that you had this past weekend that most other people don't have the opportunity to do? We didn't say it that way, but again, just a positioning statement. And we found out after 4 months that this was something that was absolutely not just amazing for our team members and morale, but it actually increased productivity. People actually had more output. People were more likely to do better work, probably because they only had 32 hours to do it rather than 40. So they wanted to get it done right. They wanted to do it well. They had, they wanted to do a little bit more research so that they weren't going back to things, and they could kind of move on and get into their weekend, their long weekend, where oftentimes a lot of our team members took, road trips and things like that. They didn't want to have things on their mind during that time. And it's been a very, very good success for us. So that is our 4-day work week. And it was something that, again, we put into a compartmentalized sort of tiny experiment, if you want to call it that, and learn that that was something that did work for us. And if it didn't, that's okay. We told people it wouldn't be forever, and we wouldn't have taken back our word. We would have expressed why this wasn't working. And of course, we would show data about why we made our decision to do it otherwise. So that's how we implemented our 4-day work week.
That's a brilliant system. I love that because you're really listening to people, you're showing that you're listening to them, but then you're also saying, hey, we're not going to do this forever. We're going to try it out. And that for me, from a culture perspective, from a company culture perspective, shows you're like, we're willing to try things. Willing to improve your life, the overall health of the company. And I think that's so important. I think so many more leaders need to do that. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Carl.